Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan. We're talking NFL Draft, which is only a few days away at this point. We've been using in the past few weeks the DraftNetwork.com's mock draft simulator, doing one team at a time against the computer simulation to get a good gauge of what the options are going to be. Use it a few times and you'll be able to see what kind of variances and curveballs can be thrown towards your team coming up in the draft. So, getting into the Browns, as we are in the AFC North at this point, they don't have a lot of top 100 picks. Okay, that was really last year's and the year before's thing. They do have some draft capital, but yeah, not having a round one pick is, they've got Odell Beckham. Okay, just don't worry so much about it. All right, the big story for this team is just going to be experience and development for the young talent that they already had. Okay, I get it. They added Odell. All right. Everybody knows what Odell is. Everybody knows what Jarvis Landry is. Okay? What you don't know is who Nick Chubb is. All right? You don't know who Baker Mayfield is. You don't know who Njoku is. You don't know who Myles Garrett is. These guys are still very, very young in their careers. Not to mention Denzel Ward. I mean, these are all highly contributing players that are going to have another year of development, another full off-season program to hone their craft and get better. This is a very exciting time to be a Browns fan, okay? So focus on that. But at pick number 49, based off of how the draft is likely to fall, there will be an ability to replace Mr. Jabril Peppers that just left via that trade for Odell Beckham at the safety position, and that's why I went with Taylor Rapp at this position. Now, a lot of people have him going all over the place, okay? Safety is a very weird position to gauge where it's going to go in this draft. Rapp, I've seen him drafted in mock drafts as high as the first round and as low as the fourth. All right, it's just a matter of what safety you like best to fit your scheme. I think Taylor Rapp does extremely well in this scheme. He's a well-rounded player. He's not afraid to hit. And like I said, you just lost Jabril Peppers. So replacing him with somebody of a similar skill set is a very good idea in my mind. Pick number 80 is the only other top 100 pick that you have. And here I went with Isaiah Johnson, corner out of Houston. He's got size, he's got quickness, he's got some hip mobility, so he's going to be a contributor right away. Maybe not a top 2 corner, but you got Denzel Ward there, so just some depth at corner is always a good thing for every NFL team. These are the guys that typically round out your special teams and play very, very important special teams roles that people don't think about, like gunner. So I would expect him to be a contributor. Maybe more on special teams than on defense, but he will contribute to this team pretty quickly. Now, pick number 119, it's a little further out than I'd like to go, but it's worth mentioning because here I had Daniel Weiss, defensive tackle out of Kansas, available, and he's a talented guy. You add him to a defensive line rotation, and he'll be able to contribute. Depth, physical ability, these things matter for defensive line units, and most of the league is going to a rotational pass rush and defensive line situation just to keep fresh legs out there all the time. Obviously, you're going to have Myles Garrett on the field as frequently as possible, but the rest of the guys can really be plugged in and out and get maybe 30 to 50 snaps at most a game, just so they stay fresh. And somebody like Daniel Weiss is going to be a good addition to that, if nothing else, to keep the other guys with fresh legs late in the game. Hey, it's not the greatest draft for the Browns because of the lack of top picks, but you've turned those top picks into some immediate contributors like Odell, and it's going to be a very, very fun season to watch. Why don't you go ahead and comment with who you think they're going to target with these later draft picks, and keep the conversation going right up until draft day.